I'm actually military, even that I'm at this moment in civilian clothes. I'm military appointed to the Polish Space Agency, just to systemize all the civilian and military defense and security aspects to achieve similar goals, dual use capabilities, which are needed for development. And my background is actually Intel. I think Martin has already mentioned. I work in geo and IMINT community for several years in Polish general staff of the Polish Armed Forces, where I was responsible for the capability development, also in NATO, in JFC Brunsum in the Netherlands. But today, I will give you a presentation about the Polish Space Agency priorities, of course, space sector, just to give you a little bit of feeling, the national space program which we are waiting for, and current priorities which we run at this moment, and international cooperation which help us to run international programs with different entities, countries. So just in a nutshell, the agency actually is of course a national governmental agency which was established at the end of 2014. So we are not even mature. We are 8 years old, and we are located in 3 places. Actually, the main headquarters is in Gdańsk, so close to the Baltic Sea in the north of Poland. But most of us are in Warsaw office. We are 70 people size, including 3 military with me. And we are under Minister of Economic Development and Technology. Since we have different priorities, different projects financed by different ministers, we of course cooperate with all of them, but mainly with Ministry of National Defense and Ministry of Education and Science. If we put it into timeline, we can see that actually in 2012 we joined the European Space Agency. We became that time, as I remember, 20th member of the agency, and in consequence of that, 2 years later, the national agency was created, and 3 years later, Polish space strategy was published, was issued, and it's a base for our strategic tasks and goals. We went through one of our space program, 2018-2020. Now we are waiting for a new program, which actually is already done. We are waiting for approval, and of course for financing, which is always crucial and the main issue. What's the role actually of the agency? We actually, as an administration part of the space community in Poland, our role is just to support national space sector to be developed, to run different projects within partnerships or within ESA. We initiate internally R&D activities. We support development of capabilities, including defense capabilities. We also, as a consequence of the strategy, we also provide data and products to public administration, which is also the issue, just to help or let the public administration to use the data coming from space easily, smoothly, just to speed up the administration paperwork and so on. And of course, which is what is natural, we conduct educational activities. When we look into the space sector, Polish space sector, of course, we can say that our companies are mostly, most of them, they were created in consequence of new space, what also Aurelia mentioned, as a trigger of new technology, as a trigger of new chances for smaller companies. And we can say that almost 500 companies and research centers involved in space sector activities. 80% of them are from industry, and the last 20 are the centers. Of course, we can say that 60-80 entities are those which are really active in projects. But when we look into number of employees and number of engineers, there's roughly 1,500 engineers employed in space sector, comparing to 12,000 all employees. The main weakness of our sector is actually limited space heritage, but since we provide some instruments, some products to bigger companies, we are getting more and more innovative. And we have some specialization. We are good at scientific sensors, in some ground penetrators, in optics, robotics, mechatronics, power supply system, or just software. And later on, I will also show you international projects which we are as a nation involved in. I mentioned already about the National Space Program. There are actually 4 priorities of the program. The whole program is dedicated for 5 years, for $500 million for the whole period, which means that roughly 100 million per year. But what the 4 priorities are: development of SSA capability, run by the agency. The second one is development of microsatellites, Earth observation, electro-optical constellation, which is supposed to be dual use for military, just to give the bigger revisit time, and also for civilian use, for public administration. The third one is the platform of product, services, data, which we want to provide for administration. And the fourth one is support of spacecraft construction and development of launching capability. In our situation is of course air launch. Since we in practice we wait for the program to be approved, and because of the lasting process, we go through with limited priorities. Of course, we want to develop the space traffic, the space situational awareness and space situation tracking capabilities within EU-SSC consortium. Secondly, to develop the downstream platform for Earth observation data. Thirdly, to support our national entities within suborbital flights, and fourthly, to cooperate within international projects. So since going deeper into all these four issues, I would like to start with the SST/SSA capability. As a Polish Space Agency, we are a member of EU-SST consortium since end of 2018. We deliver to the consortium data from 13 telescopes and 1 laser. All of these sensors are located globally, and we provide the data from all of these sensors. Some of them belong to us, and others are operated by industry and public scientific entities, organizations. For those who are not familiar with EU-SST, the whole goal is to provide civilian services of re-entry, fragmentation, and collision avoidance to European companies which run their assets, run operation in space. And apart from the consortium membership, we have also access to US data based on agreement with US Stratcom, data sharing agreement with US Stratcom, which was signed in 2019. And next month in April in Colorado Springs during Space Symposium, we will also sign a new version of this agreement with the US Spacecom. Since we provide mainly civilian services, civilian products to different entities, we also want to build our competency at the agency to have operational feeling of requirements or of needs of ministers, which are more focused on defense and security aspects. And that's why we last year we took part in Global Sentinel exercise, which was run by US Spacecom. And within MOD, we created a team a national team, which actually with 2 other nations, Canada and Romania, created Space Operations Center during the exercise. Of course, we are planning to participate in next edition, which will be next year in January. and to gather more experience within that. If we talk about the downstream system, the national information system, I have to mention that we are at the stage, at the phase when we take over new platform of our products from a vendor. The platform will be dedicated for public administration, providing services, products with information about agriculture, natural threats, crisis management, for those which that kind of services which are required for different specialists at public administration. The platform also will provide options for some with some basic tools and to upload different applications. So that's also a project which will be developed based on administration feedback. What I wanted also to underline is that apart from the products which we already have, we have at this moment 8 different type of products. We will provide, that's the idea, to provide also access to Copernicus data and also commercial imagery, which we probably will order or which will be available at administration for public use. I mentioned also about rocket technologies and development of suborbital flights. Since we support development of our entities, I wanted to underline that in Poland we have 3 entities, 2 of them are public and 1 private, testing new technology solutions and invest money to develop suborbital flights. In next month, the last week of April, one of the companies, the Space Forest, which you can see on the picture, a rocket on the bottom one, will be testing 50 kilometers altitude within the rocket. Apart from our own technologies for suborbital flights, we are also interested in development of air launch capabilities in Poland. Our location doesn't allow us to have traditional spaceport, and within new technology, new options for launching. We are also interested in a spaceport with air launch. Since the whole idea is really connected to defense and security aspects, we have already a military airbase location selected, and we actually signed LOI with Virgin Orbit. However, we are really open for different options, especially for development of the capability in Poland, not only to buy the technology which is available. When we talk about international cooperation, I have to say that we are, of course, members of different organizations, federations, and so on. I mentioned about ESA already at previous slides, so I will move forward. Since last year, we had 10 years of anniversary of our membership in ESA, I have to say that we try to use the time to be involved in different international projects. So we participated actively in 24 missions run by ESA. For instance, Mars exploration with the ExoMars mission, or exploration on Jupiter with the JUICE mission, which will be launched also in April this year. When we look a little bit deeper into our involvement at different missions, these details actually underline that the competency or specialization which we have in our industry is shows what we can provide as a nation. We are good in software solutions, like with Proba 3, with different type of instruments, with Polar 2 or Athena, or detectors, different type of detectors. We also, from our perspective, we see also the international partnerships, including NASA, as a important part of our activity of our sector, as I represent them today. So we joined the Artemis Accord in 2021. We are also interested in Moon to Mars program to be more involved in this exploration. We actually we were proposed by NASA to run with Brazilian space agency, to run one of international teams within Artemis Accord, and we, as a consequence of our activity and our competency, we also visited JPL, the NASA laboratory, last November with a team, just to try to find interest and competency of our industry. And at the end, I would like to use the chance to see that we to say that we also try to help our neighbors, Ukrainian counterpart, the state agency of Ukraine. We help them to be presented, to be available at different exhibitions or meetings, international meetings. We also support the accession to European Space Agency with their competency. And what I mostly wanted to underline is that we also order data from the sensors, which are active, which could be used for other customers. We do it and I encourage those who are really interested in data coming from the sensors to get in contact with them and to use the data for your services. And that's more or less it from my side. I would like to thank you for my slot. I see that I try to get to fit to the 30-minute slot, and I'm almost at the end of the slot. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Martin, very much for the presentation, for and for the insights. Obviously, me being also a Eastern European, following what POLSA is currently working on, it makes me proud, because obviously, in terms of European activities and POLSA being involved, and now being involved in many different projects, as we've seen throughout the presentation, it also makes me proud as a European that agencies like POLSA is also leading and paving the way, and kind of pushing the industry as they see it. So I have a question here for you before we wrap up. What are the key priorities for the development of the Polish Space Agency, and how do these priorities align with the broader national and international goals for the space exploration and development?
Well, I think that was a part of my presentation, I would say one of the priorities is definitely SSA capabilities, which we run. We involve our industry and private and public entities to be involved in development of the capabilities. When we talk about priorities, definitely the Earth observation is the crucial thing. We want to when the program will be approved, we want to have our own national microsatellite constellation. That's one of my goals. Since my background is image, I really feel the requirements, and I see that the competency at our industry is really growing. One of Polish company is going to launch at the end of this year, beginning of next year, with SpaceX, one of their assets which could fit to our requirements. So that's more or less. I don't want to repeat the issues, the priorities which I underline at the presentation, but yeah, from my side, definitely there are two of them.
Perfect. And once again, obviously, as you highlighted, collaboration, and I have to highlight for the people who are either watching this live or after the recording, if you're watching the recordings of the event, you can find a link directly to the speaker page with contact details, including Martin as well, where you can send them a direct email and schedule a private one-on-one call if you're coming from the government or private side, to actually collaborate and look for ways of collaboration. If not, there is obviously POLSA, also social media with website and details, and LinkedIn and everything else will be included as part of that website as well. But Martin, for you, wish you a lot of luck with all these goals and everything that you're working inside with POLSA, and it looks really phenomenal to see from the side in terms of the goals and capabilities what you achieved so far. And once again, thank you for joining for the session today, and we hopefully to see you next year with more things to present during the ISC session.
Thank you so much once again. Thank you for very warm words. We do our best to develop and to be more involved in space internationally.
Perfect. Sounds great. Thank you once again, Martin. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you.